Hey guys, my name is Stacy Fake Name, and today I'm here to discuss episodes 3 and 4 of Dimension 20's Mentopolis. I am loving this series so far, and I'm super sad that it's only going to be 6 episodes, which means we only have 2 episodes left, but I just think the mystery, the characters, the chemistry of all the players is just so phenomenal, and I love seeing it all come together each week. So the biggest important thing about these latest 2 episodes is that a theory that I read online, and I have to give it to whoever came up with this because I did not think this at all even when I read it. Elias Hodge did not get pushed out a window. He jumped. Now, I didn't even think of the whole analogy, deja vu parallel of the Fix jumping out the window and then that also being what happened to Elias and it being the Fix almost didn't have a choice in it, it was just instinctual because that's what Elias himself did. That was so cool, and I don't know if Hank realized that. I kind of think he did because he's so smart, right? And that's why he chose to jump out the window, and I feel like the clues were leading to you to jump out the window. I just was so astounded by that, and I really liked seeing more of this connection between who they are and who Elias is, even if it's just little things. Obviously I feel like Dan, you know who, is the farthest, I think, from who Elias is now, as well as probably Conrad, I think you could say. So it's interesting to see those kind of connections and just get that reminder of, they are Elias in a way. As different as some of them may seem, they all are a part of him and a part of who he is and make up who he is today, which who he is today is a very interesting question, might I say. I did mention how he did not get pushed out a window, which does seem like a win, I guess. I mean, if the options are push out a window or jump out a window, I guess you'd want to jump, right? And have a fighting chance of knowing. So he kind of knew that something like this was going to happen, and the buzzing near the balls happened to be a grappling hook, which absolutely made me laugh so hard when we saw that whole image pop up on screen because it reminded me of them. I think in one of the adventuring parties they were joking about having a Spider-Man web shooter or something like that. I just like how everyone went to yeah, web shooter and not grappling hook, which is a fine invention to have, and Elias did work in projectiles, so it was there all along. So like I said, major credit to the person I saw on Tumblr who was I think he jumped out the window, because I read that and I was how would he jump out the window? But he actually did. So Elias is in a somewhat better place now, but he still has people coming after him, and the biggest thing is that the mind control reading projector machine that he made seems to have been used on him, and he put some precautions in place, it seems, because he kind of knew that this might happen. But even so, the kind of key thing that we saw attack the Fix has gotten into the mind and gotten into the city of Mentopolis and is starting to affect things. The biggest thing we've seen it affect so far is the DA, and Brennan kind of explained that, I think, in trying to figure out who to go to next, or maybe who to avoid, or who, when they're ready to fight, to go to confront the whole key mind ready thingy, very technical term, is to go for people who kind of already lean towards that more of ambition, kind of non-pleasurable, the side that the key would want him to be towards, to work toward this project, and not have the conscience or the logic or the guilt about what this project actually would mean. So I think that's interesting too, the way Brenda explained it, of it's kind of more difficult to turn a whole army to take down a city, but if you go and find the people who are kind of already on your side and just push them a little more, it's way easier that way. Because I do think it's obvious that ambition has been affected by the reading machine. It seems like there's a slit in the chest that it can go to and get you. I really was worried Logic was going to be, because Conrad was so wanting to go to the mayor, and I was I don't think this is a good idea. I think the mayor's been affected too, but the mayor had a whole host of other issues. I was very glad that he was not affected, but a whole host of other issues, which brings us to the other biggest development. The 4 extra keys that we need that have F's on them are flight, fight, freeze, and fawn. The kind of trauma adrenaline responses, I guess is what you would call them. I do like that they're including all 4, because I think for so long it's been fight or flight, right? I feel for fight or flight, those are very specific to certain situations, but fawn or freeze are also important, ones that we see, and I feel it's important to acknowledge that. So I just like that they're including all of them, and then just go for a fight or flight, because I feel a lot of people still call it a fight or flight response when there's more nuance to it. There's other kind of ways you can respond. So now we're looking for this family. I don't even know what their name is because they're all so different, the 2 we've met so far. So obviously I love Fight with all my heart. Ivana Popov I think is hysterical. I loved her whole interaction with Conrad because obviously Conrad does not have the best relationship with these guys because they got fired. I don't know when they got fired because they said they got fired by the mayor, but then you find out the mayor is one of them. So I'm like, what's the timeline on this? But basically when Conrad made that decision to protect his sister against that guy that was picking on her and then got cut with the ice skates, Fight, Flight, Freeze, and Fawn were involved in that and have just been like disbarred, on the run ever since. So Flight took off. Unsurprising. Freeze, we don't know where they are. Fawn is working for the Averici family, which is really, really not good. I'm excited to meet her though because like she should just be like fawning all over them, like whatever you want, you know, just to try and get out of it. I think like especially the way that Brendan's played the other two so far is really fun. And then Fight was like somewhat undercover, so we found Fight, and then in the next episode we found Freeze, which that whole reveal of Freeze being the mayor was so amazing. But then I also saw someone say like they thought that something was up with the mayor when we learned his name was Logic, because it's like if you say Logic it sounds like illogic, which is mean like it doesn't make sense. And just the whole reveal of like him being like yeah I can help you, and then like going through all the situations being like but this is worse, and I mean like so you just want us to stay here, and like getting so close to it. Even me, I was like oh I can like what, he just wants us to stay here, and looking back you're like oh that's the hint. And then Alex being the one to get it, I was so like I was cheering for them. Like I love whenever like the like I don't want to say less experience because obviously they've played D&D, but like Siobhan I feel like picks up on stuff so quickly. Trap has been so on it this season. Hank is just a genius in general. So to see Alex get it before any of them and be like show me your chest, I was like yes, I was so excited. It was such a good reveal. And then like Freeze was just like when he got caught he just froze, and Siobhan was like you frozen motherfucker. I loved the reveal so much, and it was just so interesting that like literally the mayor of their city is Freeze. So it's like the guy that's making all of the decisions in your city is someone who's paralyzed to make a decision because he's always thinking of something going wrong. And I also loved in that getting him to make a decision, a tension was like what would go wrong if we did nothing, and it like short-circuited him because he was like oh my gosh I've never considered this before. So I really like how they were able to work with that and kind of reunite the family. It was really, really cute and sweet. And now we've got a lot going on because we need to find the other two Fs, we need to somehow still help Elias, and we need to track down this key thing that is still in the city somewhere wreaking more havoc and potentially affecting more people in the city. So I don't know who exactly would go for next because Ambition's kind of I feel like the meanest one we've seen. I would think of someone in the police, but then Dan killed the chief of police like very brutally, so I don't know what's gonna happen with that. But I do feel like there's obviously gonna be more scariness, I feel like, because like I think what if the fix hadn't rolled low for the sturdy, and I think they even showed that in the preview where they were like you're gonna need some high sturdy guys, because it's like what if we lose one of them to this, like that would be literally terrible. But I feel like it's such a possibility, you know, so I'm very, very concerned about that. Other things I enjoyed in these two episodes, learning that Conrad, we knew that he drove before, but the fact that he's such a different Conrad behind the wheel with like the Averici, I think it was the Averici family was following them, and he was like all right, hold on boys, we gotta shake this one. It just like turned into a whole different Conrad. It was so hysterical, and I just love getting to see more of the characters themselves. I think is really great. The world expanding also is amazing. Like I love we got to see the police precinct, we got to see more of the places that they're visiting and stuff like that. And I think what for me was the most shocking, because I've said this since the beginning, Neurological had like actually kind of knew that something might have been happening with this key, because he was prepared to have a copper gun on him, which copper helps with the mind reading stuff, so he knew that potentially this could have been happening. He wasn't just like a random guy, which blows my mind because all along I've been like, oh, just wrong place, wrong time, that sucks. But it seems like the key shot forward, is my guessing. Neurological was ready-ish for it to happen and was supposed to shoot it, but it probably just happened so quick or attacked him before he could do anything. So I think that was really interesting, and now we kind of have a new place in mind. They're going to go to the shop where you can buy copper and hopefully buy enough copper to just wrap their bodies in. I know copper isn't the most moldable of metals, but like I'm really worried that one of them or all of them were Conrad. Like any of them but Conrad especially would break my heart if the freaking key gets to them. That would make me so sad. So yeah, we've got a lot of things to wrap up and a lot of places to go, but I feel like there's a clear direction for the last two episodes. I'm sad that it's only two episodes, but I'm so excited to see what's going to happen. Also, terrified that we're gonna lose someone to this mind control thing, terrified that we're gonna lose Elias in general maybe, but I'm so excited to see what's gonna happen. So yeah, if you have seen these 2 episodes, let me know what you thought about all the giant crazy reveals down below in the comments and what you think of the character development, the clues we've been getting so far, and everything going on with the mind reading machine, and if we can hopefully save this city and Elias Hodge himself. So yeah, thank you guys all so much for watching. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!